Hey guys, it's me, Base Libertarian, and today I am going to compare the Trump economy versus the Biden economy using abstract statistics. And the reason why I want to do this is just to show inarguable data and not argue over specifics. So I asked ChatGPT to give me a table showing nominal wage growth versus inflation rate by month, and it gave me a list. And this is from January 2017 onwards. And I also asked it to give a column showing the difference between the first and second column, meaning the real wage growth. And as you see here, a positive difference indicates that nominal wage growth outpaced inflation, meaning real wages have increased. And if it's negative, then it's the opposite. And I have created this spreadsheet here, and it shows that during the Trump presidency, from January 2017 to what looks like January 2021, the nominal wage growth has been positive. Whereas when Biden gets elected, which is just about here, all of a sudden the real wage growth plummets and it becomes negative. And if we look at the, well, first of all, if we look at the averages for each president, with Trump, the average real wage growth year on year is 1.57%, but with Biden, it's negative 0.7%. And, you know, even if we were to look at the Trump economy only when the tax cuts were implemented, so we're looking at November 2017, this number actually goes to 1.86%, which is pretty remarkable. But, you know, let's just keep it fair. 1.57%. And you know, what's really interesting here is that at the start of the Trump presidency, right, we have like mild wage growth, as high as it was during Obama. And then in 2018, because of economic slowdown and other things, you actually get like very little wage growth. But then during 2019, it picks up significantly. And then at the start of 2020, during the COVID pandemic, real wage growth actually skyrockets. And the reason is that the nominal wages have stayed the same. I'll show you right here. The nominal wages stay the same, but then inflation drops to almost 0%. And that means that the real wage growth skyrockets to above 6%, as high as 7.5%. And I find that really interesting because all of us have this image in our head that during COVID, small businesses were shut down and millions of people lost their jobs. But despite all of that, the average person actually did okay. They kept their income. And because everyone was inside, inflation was so low because fossil fuel prices plummeted, and that meant the prices for everything plummeted. And that's why actually the average person had more purchasing power during the COVID pandemic. And yeah, you see February 2020, March 2020, skyrocketing real wages. Here we've got April. Of course, keep in mind, at the end of March, there was this massive government stimulus plan and Federal Reserve quantitative easing. So, am I saying that this is all organic? No, there was a lot of, government overfeeding of the private sector during this time, which has its own consequences. But nevertheless, we see here that in the spring and summer of 2020, the economy was actually very strong for the average person. But of course, you know, just as soon as Biden gets elected, there's 1 month where things are fine, but then boom, real wages to tank. And I think we gotta have a discussion as to what we can learn from this. Let's say if everybody spends more time inside, then they're not driving around the country as much, and let's say fossil fuel prices plummet because of this. Prices could be a lot cheaper, and we could have a much more prosperous economy. And I've always had the opinion that Americans are so over dependent on car use, and statistically, Americans are so over consumptious on fossil fuels, and I think it is a disease that America has to address. And of course, it means that during winter, there's just too much demand on fossil fuels, and people struggle to pay for heating. Anyway, I'll keep this video short. Yeah, that's it, guys. See ya.